They are not waiting for your truth. They are waiting for your reaction. The room is quiet, but your mind is already arguing. Your body prepares another defense. Not because you are weak, because they knew you cared. They knew your loyalty was not casual. Still, they tested how much you could carry. They saw the restraint behind your silence, and for a while, they mistook it for permission. Your kindness became shelter. Your calm became the cover their disorder used to hide. But tonight, something in you is no longer bending. Your chest tightens with words you never released. Your breath becomes shallow in the dark. You want to defend your name. You want to explain the wound. But count the cost before you answer. Every minute spent defending yourself is already taken from your life. Every argument keeps you inside their weather. Every reaction proves they can still reach your center. This is not revenge. This is self-command at the exact moment your wound wants an audience. This is discipline when emotion begs for performance. A clear old law still stands. The person who angers you has already entered your mind. When you explode, they know you are still circling. When you over-explain, they know the wound is still steering. A person who needs your reaction does not need your truth. They need proof that your peace can still be interrupted. So give them no scene. Give them no collapse. Give them no careful speech to twist. Your silence does not punish them. It only stops hiding what your patience used to cover. True silence is not weakness. It is emotional control held under pressure. The moment you stop explaining, the room changes. The empty page becomes a boundary. The unanswered accusation becomes discipline. The noise they created has to echo without your voice softening it. What once felt like restraint now becomes the line they cannot cross. Consequence begins the moment you stop protecting someone from what they keep choosing. It is 2 a.m. You sit alone on a hard wooden chair. The room is heavy with unmoving air. Your fingers press into the rough desk grain. Before you lies a torn scrap of paper. It is filled with lines of anger. Not because you are cruel, because you were wounded and still wanted fairness. You stare at the ink until your hands freeze. Then one quiet question becomes impossible to avoid. Why are you giving them another night? Why is your rest still paying for what they repeated? Consequence is not something you send. It is what appears when you stop interrupting reality. It is not punishment from the sky. It is the plain weight of choices left alone. This is where judgment must replace resentment, not because they deserve softness, because your life deserves direction. To keep correcting their story is not loyalty. It is unpaid labor inside a house you should have left. The best answer to injury is not imitation. Do not become like the one who caused the harm. Do not let their disorder teach your nervous system how to live. When resentment governs you, judgment becomes muddy. When you watch for their fall, you remain tied to their direction. Your work remains untouched. Your morning arrives already tired. With slow hands, you tear the paper apart. The sound cuts through the dark. That is the turn. not from anger to weakness, from reaction to self-command. Consequence is rarely dramatic. Sometimes it is quieter. It is the moment your patience stops covering the damage. It is the moment their choices stand without your protection. You do not need to expose them. You only need to stop carrying the disguise. You do not need to punish them. What they keep repeating already carries its own cost. Your task is not to watch that cost unfold. Your task is to stop paying it with your life. Leave the fragments where they fall. Keep your direction. Let their choices stand without your hands holding them up. True forgiveness is not pretending nothing happened. It is not a clean excuse for someone else. Forgiveness is a practical release of your own hands. If you owe a real apology, face it. If you caused harm, repair what you can. But a boundary is not an escape from responsibility. It is the return of order where another person's disorder tried to live. You do not return to an old cycle just because it invites you back. To draw a clear boundary is not cruelty. It is self-respect with a spine. Another old truth cuts deeper with age. We think the end waits somewhere ahead, but much of our time is already behind us. Every year that vanished belongs to silence. Every wasted hour becomes part of the life you cannot retrieve. Your remaining time is sacred currency. Do not spend it arguing with a finished chapter. The answer to those who wronged you is not a louder defense. It is a higher standard of life. Open the window. Let morning light spread across the floor. Breathe the clean air into your lungs. Straighten your back against the chair. Turn toward the work still waiting for you. Place both hands on the unfinished task. Let them keep the story they needed in order to feel right. You do not live there anymore. Your focus is louder than their distortion. Your next honest act is stronger than their rumor. Waste no more hours proving your goodness. Embody it where no argument can reach. When your body returns to the work, you win. When your attention returns to the present, you are free. Your silence does not make them small. It makes your life unavailable to the old disorder. Walk forward in silence, not to punish them, to stop abandoning yourself. Return to your judgment. Return to your discipline. Return to the morning that is still asking for you. Leave the old noise outside the room. Put your hands back on your life. Again.